Hi, I'm Rory from MRK and I am here in Basil Sheils, Armagh with my good friend and the man who's taken to the stage tonight, Mr. Danny O'Reilly. Danny, welcome. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very, very good. It's great to be here at long last. We've been working on this for a while.
Yeah, and it was great because, as you know, you organise them every year, but it was meant to be, at New Year, and we couldn't do it then, so I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but I'm delighted that we're here now.
Did it last minute, very last minute, but sure, look, it's always successful.
Exactly. No, it's going to be great. So fair play to you. Thanks for having me.
How's life?
Great, man. Yeah, good to be back. Good to be making plans and talking about touring again and festivals and all of that sort of stuff. And then we have a new album ready to go as well. That's coming out in September. And so we're at the stage of just finishing off mixes with that. And there's a single coming out in May. And so it's all go. Loads of meetings and planning stuff. And that's what you want. So it's going to be a busy summer, but great. And then really busy from September on. We're going on tour.
Brilliant. And in terms of, like, I suppose during COVID we had like True Love Waits come out, did so well. What was it like then actually waiting, because you haven't really been able to perform the songs yet?
Yeah, it was really strange, and even at that, like, we weren't doing too much streams and stuff. We did one big stream from the Olympia, and those songs on True Love Waits were meant to play live. So even getting to do a few dates before Christmas was brilliant, and that felt like getting it out of our system in a way. And then this summer, as I say, the album won't be out till September, so this is still the True Love Waits tour, and then pretty much we'll be straight into the next one. So it was a pity the way it happened, because as you say, we were so excited with the album. We released it, it did really well and everyone was loving it, but not being able to tour straight away it definitely made it harder to sort of write the next one for a while, for sure. Like the second lockdown around then, when I really struggled to write, because it's like I didn't have True Love Waits out of our system, if that makes sense. So then eventually, once we started doing a bit of gigging, songs started to come again, and thankfully the album is finished now, and we're really, really happy about it, really excited about it. So yeah, it's mad. Like, yourself, the industry is changing so much, even apart from all the COVID stuff, and like, obviously we're like the old lads in the man band now in the scene, like, but it's great to see there's so many good musicians coming through, and it's a great time for Irish music, and we're just happy to be still here,
Yeah, and I suppose the longevity of yous as well, it kind of leads to that, where the albums do, they come with impact whenever you do release them. Do you know what I mean? There's not a case of where they're being released with a whimper. Like, people are actually, they're waiting for one and they're waiting for the next one. So that would probably factor in now to these first batch of dates as well.
I hope so, yeah. And yeah, we've been blessed, because I know, and I really feel for bands who are up and coming, and the pandemic hit a really bad time, because when you're starting out, it's all about momentum. And we had it in the early days with San Diego Song and Here's Our Ghost, and we just built up a momentum and a loyal following, and all of a sudden we were doing bigger gigs. And I think once you get to that stage, as long as you're releasing albums that people are into, it's easier to hang on to them. So I think we're lucky in that now that we've come back, thankfully, touch wood, people still want to come see us, and there is that excitement for releasing new music. But you don't know how long it's going to last. If anything, the last couple of years has taught us is you just don't know. You might have the worst named band in the world, or things might be fine. So it can be, and everything in between. So yeah, it's a weird thing, but we're very lucky, as you say, that there's still that anticipation from new music from us who have been around for ages. Thankfully, I think our fans are sort of growing with us, like, and the people that come to our gigs were students when we were writing San Diego Song, which is a song about being a student, and now they're, we're writing songs about the pandemic and whatever, like, and that different stage of our lives, and I think music has evolved a bit as well. So thankfully, as I say, touch wood, that will continue. That was a really long answer to your short question, sorry.
And see the new album then, because for me, as someone that's followed you as well, it's like you see the transition of the songs, or the albums as well, the kind of different styles and the different approaches and everything. What's the new album looking like?
It's straight up gangster rap, hardcore. No, it's Corona's E, but I do think it is an extra step. I think in the last couple of albums, we have sort of perhaps tried less to compete for like the daytime radio pop thing that maybe we were once getting. When I remember when The Long Way came out, and we had 4 singles off that album that were played off the air in Ireland, and I just think that isn't going to happen anymore. So we're not, and I suppose with that album a little bit, we were trying to write singles. We'd signed to Island and we were trying to write songs, radio friendly songs. And listen, it's still one of our best albums. Like, but I think now we don't approach it like that anymore. We're not trying to write, you know, radio friendly songs just because the radio has changed so much since then anyway, and it would just be forced and contrived and stuff. So I think as we've gotten older, we've just sort of allowed ourselves to maybe just a bit more, just evolve a little bit deeper, maybe just write songs that we're more excited about, as opposed to, because we always had those songs as well. Like, we'd have songs that we really like, and then you'd have songs that we like, but yeah, that's more of a radio single, but it wouldn't be our favorite song on the album, if you get me. Whereas now we're not really doing that anymore. We're just writing albums that we like, and maybe some of them are evolving that way, you know.
And will there be any tonight in solo set?
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing 2 or 3 if they don't mind. Yeah. Like, I always hated going to gigs and like someone goes, I'm going to play 4 or 5 or whatever, 10 songs from an unreleased album that's coming out next September. Like, so I might just see what they think. And if I get booed off the stage, I'll just do the one. But if they're up for hearing some new songs, I'd love to play them, like, you know. So I think that's why doing this gig once a year is good for me as well. Just talking to the crowd and having a bit of crack, and it's totally different vibe, as you know, to Corona shows. And if anything, they make me realise how much I actually just love being the singer in the Coronas. Not that I don't enjoy these, because I do and I love them, but it's different, and it's maybe a little bit I suppose it doesn't come as natural to me to be you know, a quiet singer-songwriter where you can hear every, you know, a pin drop in the room and everything, and whereas I just love dancing around the stage and, you know, having the crack and shouting into the mic and getting the crowd to sing with me, as opposed to everyone being really quiet, and which is great too. And as I say, it is really good for me to do, and that's why I've always loved being able to do one every year. And how many counties have we done now? We're
7 or 8, isn't it?
Yeah, so only another. Yeah, we'll be grand. Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there. I'm in a Zimmer frame by then.
You already are.
Cameras can't see that. But no,
he has a dodgy leg. He has a very dodgy leg.
It's in a brace. It's in a brace. But look, Danny, thanks a million. It's great to finally be getting to do it.
Yeah.
Next year, we might do 2. Maybe.
Why not? We have to make up the other 24 counties, so yeah, we should.
For ages,
exactly.
Thank you so
Cheers,
much.
bud. Thanks for having me.
To it.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
We're going out tonight.